The law of attraction helped me to transform my life in practically every area. And in this video, I want to give you the story of how the law of attraction helped me. And I want to give you some actionable pieces and tips that will help you to use it too. Let's get right to it. In my life now, I'm blessed to have a beautiful wife. I'm very grateful to have a home that we can call our own. We've got 2 working and running vehicles. We have food to sustain us. We've got water. We have perfect health and abundant levels of energy. But that hasn't always been the case. I remember back in my early 20s when it was the complete opposite. I was working for a sales job. I was doing very well for myself financially. I was one of the top salespeople there. But there was a problem. I was making great money, but I had no idea what to do with the levels of money that I was making. I quickly took everything that I earned and I spent it. I spent it on guitars. I spent it on cars that I couldn't afford at the time. I spent it on all these meaningless material things that I thought would bring me happiness and that I thought would bring me fulfillment. And while I was earning all this money and recklessly spending it, I was over 60 pounds heavier than I am right now. And because of those reckless spending habits, I was over $25,000 in credit card debt. I hung around the wrong people because you know what they say, your vibe attracts your tribe. And it got so bad that because I burned all these bridges at the sales company that I worked for, I didn't think that there was any opportunity for me to rise back up into leadership. So I was about to leave. I was about to quit a high-paying job because of my own insecurities, because of my own ego that I couldn't separate from. And I'm grateful to my bosses at the time who said to me, Brandon, you're about to get married in a few years. You've got to earn money so you can pay for this wedding. This company that you're going to, you're not going to be able to earn nearly as much money there. And they were right. So on the drive home, I decided I'm going to stay here. And I was at the point in my life where I knew something had to change. I had to transform my life somehow. And you know the saying, when the student is ready, the mentor will appear. And that was so true at that point in my life because shortly after I was at this turning point, shortly after I decided that something had to change, a mentor came into my life. And they said, Brandon, I want you to read this book. Obviously, you've got a lot of changes that you want to make, and this book significantly helped me to change and transform my own life some years ago. And the book they gave me was called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And for those who aren't familiar with The Secret, it's an incredible book. I highly recommend you get it. I'll even put a link to The Secret in the description so you can pick up your own copy. It's a quick read, it's an easy read, but it's a highly transformative read because this book talks all about the law of attraction. And this was a brand new concept to me. I was brand new to the world of personal development. And for those who aren't familiar, the law of attraction says you are a magnet. Your thoughts are a magnet. Whatever you think, whatever energy and vibrational frequencies you put out there with your thoughts and your actions and your attitude, you will attract more of those same vibrations back into your life. And it told stories about these people who were negative people and they started to consciously become aware of their thoughts and change their life. And I said to myself, well, you know what? While this stuff seems kind of hokey, while this stuff seems like it doesn't work, I'm going to try it anyway because I have absolutely nothing to lose. So I started to try it. And the number one premise of the law of attraction, the number one premise that helped me to transform my life in my early 20s was the saying, thoughts become things. If you have more positive thoughts, if you're more focused on the great things in your life, if you're focused on what you're grateful for, then you'll attract more of those incredible experiences and people and things into your life. And on the flip side, if you're thinking negative thoughts, if you're thinking disempowering thoughts, thoughts of lack, thoughts of scarcity, then you're in the same way attracting more of those scarcity thoughts into your life, which turn into your experience of life. So, long story short, I started to apply these principles. And immediately I saw changes happen in my life. Immediately I saw positive changes. Because the first thing that I did, for those who are listening who want to apply this in your life, the first thing I did was I became conscious of the thoughts that I had on a daily basis. And there's a saying in The Secret by Rhonda Byrne where she says, always remember to remember. And what that phrase means, remember to remember, it means remember to ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Because the number one way you can tell that you're giving off negative or disempowering vibes is when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling down. Even if you're feeling kind of neutral, like you're not feeling anything, that is technically a disempowering state. Because instead, you could be feeling good. And the overall premise of the law of attraction is if you want to create the life of your dreams, even if you don't know exactly what the life of your dreams looks like, the number one goal is to feel good as often as possible. And that's why I make the kind of videos that we have on this YouTube channel. I make videos on goal setting, achievement, anything that has to do with living a better life and achieving self-mastery. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button down here and hit the bell. That way you're notified of all new videos that we release. And be sure to hit the like button on this video if you're finding value already, because let me tell you what, once I started to become conscious of my thoughts, everything changed. I started to constantly ask myself, how am I feeling right now? If the answer was anything but good or great or magnificent, I started to think instead of something great in my life. I started to accept that I felt that way, first and foremost. And then I asked myself, well, how would I like to feel instead? And the answer was obviously good. I wanted to feel empowered. I wanted to feel energetic. I wanted to feel enthusiastic because I knew that's how you activated the law. So I did. And shortly after I followed these principles, I found a mentor and a friend who actually invited me to go to the gym with them. And I hadn't talked to this friend in months. And they said, Brandon, you want to go work out with me? And I said, well, I don't even have gym clothes. He's like, no problem. I'll wait for you to go home and change into your gym clothes. And I did just that. I went home, I changed, we went to the gym, and that was the beginning of my fitness journey. And within the next 8 months, I was able to eliminate 60 pounds of excess weight from my body. I started to feel better. I started to have more energy. I started to have more confidence. Once I transformed my fitness and my health, I found another mentor and friend who helped me to eliminate the debts in my life. And they gave me access to their book, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, where he talked about how to eliminate debt, and I started to follow those principles. And within 6 months, I was able to eliminate all $25,000 of credit card debt. And I started to say to myself, holy crap, like my life is completely changing. I was able to remove the excess weight. I was able to remove the debt from my life. I was starting to attract new people into my life who wanted me to succeed, who wanted me to grow with them. And I look back and I said, all of this stemmed from reading this book. All of this stemmed from knowing about the law of attraction and starting to use it by being conscious and monitoring my thoughts on a daily basis. And by the way, the more I did this, the better I got. When I first started to monitor my thoughts and be sure that I was projecting more positive energy, it was tough. I would maybe do it once or twice a day where I'd be conscious of how I felt. But after a month, 2 months, 6 months, I started to get better and better and better. It was like going to the gym and lifting weights. The more weight you lift, the bigger your muscle gets. The same thing happens with your mind and your thoughts. Once I started to make all these incredible shifts in my life and in my mindset and in my overall consciousness, I asked myself, well, what's next? And the answer was, well, maybe I can become a leader in this company, the same company that I was about to leave just a year before. So I approached my boss and my mentor at the time and I said, I think I'm ready. And he's like, you're ready for what? And I said, I think I'm ready to move into leadership. So they gave me a shot. They allowed me to start training new salespeople. And I did that, and I trained one salesperson at a time. And after doing that, I realized, wow, I feel really connected with this. I feel like I'm good at this. I feel like I'm making a difference. And that led me to the next step, which was training a team of salespeople, which led me to eventually training all new salespeople in the entire state of upstate New York for the next 4 years, which led me to then becoming the director of training for the entire state of upstate New York. And I did that for a few years. And then I asked myself, well, what's next? I want to reach and impact even more people because of all these opportunities and great things that have happened for me. and I decided to start my own business, Be Better Industries. And now I have a growing YouTube channel and an incredible audience of people who watch my newest videos, or they watch whatever videos make the most sense for them so that they can transform their life. Because my goal became worldwide. I want to reach as many people as possible to help share these teachings that helped me with other people so that it can help them to do the same thing. So I created my YouTube channel. I started working with other sales companies, and I started to speak more, and I started to train more. And in this entire process, I've continued to become very conscious of my thoughts and of my energy and of my vibration. And over time, it's just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. So no matter where you are on this journey of personal development, whether you're someone who is like me, struggling, overweight, depressed, anxious, just understand that no matter where you are right now in your life, you're learning something from this experience. And you're going to reach a point where you say to yourself, maybe even during this video, I need to change something, because if he can do this, then I can do this. And I'm telling you right now, if I was able to make these changes, you can do the same exact thing. But the first step is to decide that you want to make these changes. Decide, and then begin putting forth action to apply the principles that you're reading in these books, such as The Secret or my own book, Be Extraordinary, Your Guide to Self-Mastery. And what I want to do for you is I want to give you a free digital copy of my book, because in my book, Be Extraordinary, I talk about all the strategies that I use in order to shed the excess weight, in order to eliminate the debt, in order to build these great relationships. I talk a bit about the law of attraction there, and I talk a bit about more things like spirituality and financial abundance and all of these things. And I want to give you that book for free. So click the link in the description below. You'll enter your name and your email, and I'll send you over a copy of my book, because I know it will help you to make a difference in your life. I hope my personal story helped you. I hope that you'll take something from it and begin to use it immediately. And until we talk again next time, continue to be better.